Hello guys, welcome back to another video. So this is another speaking my mind. I think this is the third one because I feel like I really need and want to make this video. Just need to talk about some stuff and whatever. So yeah, this is gonna be a really chill time, and there's a few things I'm gonna talk about, like my life and what's been going on. And this is kind of like a journal, I guess. Just sit back, chill. It's gonna be a real chill time. Right, so I'm gonna be playing Minecraft in the background because it's like I just do better when I'm doing something else as well. So yeah, all right, let's get into it. Oh, we spawned right near a village. That's kind of cool. Yeah, so it's been quite a while, and a lot has happened. So this is like. I was actually planning on like not doing this anymore, not doing YouTube, because it just doesn't feel as meaningful. Main reasons I haven't really been doing, or haven't really had the motivation to be like posting anything on YouTube. And of course we're gonna be talking about more than just this, but just in general is because but yeah, I've been really focusing on on music. Please stick with me, cause this is gonna be pretty interesting, to say the least. So yeah. So recently I've been like super busy with things. I'm over break now, and in fact I'm going back to school in this Sunday, and I don't really know how I completely feel about it. Because it's just been like it's been really hard recently. Just dealing with life and school and everything, and just personal stuff, and I guess I should probably be playing on peaceful mode, because then I just don't have to deal with any with these guys. I've been going to college, and I honestly never thought I would go to college, but I guess God kind of opened the door, and that's why I'm in college. I was just planning on going to like a trade school or community college. I didn't really have plans to go to actual college. Just isn't my thing, as much as I enjoy being around my friends and everything. I went to Onelife, right? And I've talked about this, and that was an amazing experience. I'd recommend going to a gap year program like any day over college, just to figure out what you want to do. Like, not over college. If that's where like you're felt led, then you know what, just go to college. But like I really needed the gap year personally, because I would have been like in a completely different place. I wouldn't have been where I was meant to be. That's where I am. That's what I'm feeling right now. And I can't press the escape key, so I'm just gonna have. Yeah, so if you're feeling like led to go to college, right? Like, if you feel like that's where you're meant to go, then definitely do it. But it just wasn't really. It's not really my thing. But the reason I'm choosing to go to college is mainly because, right, I'm thinking like far ahead, right? I'm thinking future, right? Right now, my major is cybersecurity, and everyone keeps telling me, oh, like that's like so like it just seems like a really difficult field. And like I'm like, okay, yeah, I mean, it probably is, and that's what's very I guess scary about it, because I'm just like, okay, well, am I really cut out for this, And I'm like, okay, whatever, I guess I'll just push through it. So if you don't know, I go to Karen University. If you saw my music video for Last Call, you would know that. I highly doubt you saw it, because I'm just like I'm an up and coming like music artist. This is like crazy. I just released my album like the other day, so I'm not too well known, but. So I go to Karen, and I'm actually, my roommate's actually a friend from Onelife, which is absolutely amazing, which how God opened that door and allowed that to happen, because I've seen so many amazing things happen. like what God can do in certain situations and how things can work out, right? But I mean, there's so many chests here. Yeah. While like still in my classes or whatever, that's when I found out that Karen kind of screwed me over. So what happened was, so going to Onelife, right? They promised me at least 27 credits, at least, since they dropped a class at Karen. They dropped a class in Onelife because it just couldn't, like, I think it just couldn't, like, it didn't fit in the schedule. So it dropped the class anyways, so I had 27 credits, right? And, like, I checked my credits, like, later on, like, I should be more on top of these things, but, like, I don't know. I saw this, right? I saw that I only had 15 credits. And I'm like, what? But I went to Onelife. Like, this doesn't make any sense. And these classes, they're Bible classes. So Karen, they pretty much, you're required to take Bible classes, which, in a sense, it's kind of a good thing. But I've already took most of the classes, so I shouldn't be, like, required to take more Bible classes, you know, than I already, like, should. So yeah, I pretty much said, hey, this is, like, really messed up. Like, why is this? And they said, oh, well, these credits don't apply to your major. I said, wait, what do you mean? This doesn't. These are Bible classes. These should, like, apply to my major. He says, yeah, most of these, like, don't. And I'm like, okay. So I had to fight for it, right? And one class I got, my dean is awesome. I love my dean. He's great. He's been very helpful. I got my business degree. I got a business elective down, right? I got my business elective down. And I should have got a sheep. This is not good. No bueno, you know? So I got that down, and I'm like, okay, like, what the heck, you know? Like, so I got my business elective down, which is great. So I got more than 15 now. And just, what the heck was that? Is that this thing? I never heard that sound before. I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted. Okay. Yeah, so I got that down, right? I got that elective. I'm like, okay, well, at least I got this elective down. I don't need to take this required elective now. After that, I tried to get Bible elective down, right? And I'm like, okay, so I should be able to get some Bible credits, because, like, it's just so dumb that I didn't get, so dumb that this class, like, didn't count for my major because it was a Bible class, right? So yeah, I went to talk to the dean about it, and he pretty much, this was another dean. It's not my dean. It's a different dean. So yeah, I asked him if he could change it, and I was already warned by a few of my, like, classmates and my cousins, since they go there. They pretty much warned me, whatever you do not talk to this dean, because he will not help you. And I'm like, okay, I'll make sure to stay clear. But my dean, the business dean, told me, yeah, you're gonna have to talk to him about these Bible credits, because I can't do anything about this. He would have to do something about this. I'm like, okay, fine. So I went to talk to him, right? I emailed him, like, hey, like, this class is very similar to the class that I took at Onelife. Can you do replacement? And he sent me a message. To sum it up, he pretty much told me he's not willing to help me, which is absolutely bonkers, dude. You know what I mean? Like, he pretty much said, like, I'm sorry, but this isn't, like, the same class, and, like, you're required to, like these classes are kind of required. But again, the class I took at Onelife, it's so similar. Like, why not just replace it, you know? And he said, he just straight up told me he's not willing to help me. So I'm like, okay, well, that's messed up. So he kind of screwed me over, so I have to take that class. And I was going to, I probably should have fought it harder. I should have been like, okay, you know what? If you don't give me this class, I'm just going to leave college. Because at that time, I was already planning on sort of leaving. And then the last class that didn't count. So yeah, the last class, to another dean about it. Because these were 3 different classes, right? Um, this was like a humanities and culture class for like psychology or something. And out of all the classes, I would say this one is the one that I'd be like, okay, you know what, this is probably wouldn't work out, you know, because it's like pretty different from the class I was trying to replace it with, you know. But like, okay, so I emailed the dean, or I went to him in person, and he said he would try to see if he would like if he could do the replacement credit, and he just never what. Oh, this is jump over. He I don't know if this is the dean's. I don't know if this is the dean's fault. I think it's more the registrar's fault. But I don't know. So they never got back to me, and I emailed them yesterday, and they finally said, okay, yeah, I think we can do this. They pretty much said we could do this, but we recommend you finding another class now. But like it's already passed, so I don't know if they can help me. At least if I'm like, I don't know, like negative a class, like yeah, it kind of sucks, but at least I won't have like 5 classes like as I usually do, because I'll have my psychology class pretty much finished. But yeah, so yeah, that's my deal with college. It's just amazing. I've had amazing experiences there. I've seen God work through, you know, through me, through my roommate, through my friends there, and it is amazing, dude. It is absolutely an amazing experience. It was like living. It's like my life is like a movie. It's like it's crazy. I thank God for my life, even though like it's hard. My life is it's like it's not easy, but I appreciate like even like the bad moments with pretty heavy quotations, because even the bad moments of my life, you know, like it was mainly for growth, and I pretty much thank God every day for helping me grow out of whatever, you know. Well, I'm probably gonna die, and I'm sorry about the slight lag. You know, this is just I didn't really prepare too much for this, so yeah, it's my bad. Yeah, so I was actually okay. So one thing I was really thinking about, right, is I was thinking about doing the second year of Onelife, because this is fairly new, right? Because the second year of Onelife it didn't used to do this, right? But if I do it, like, it's pretty much a year of doing Onelife over again. Not over again. I think it's minus the traveling, learning more trades, right? It's like doing it again, but like not only gaining college credit, but also getting a bachelor's degree in leadership, which I feel like, oh, that'd be awesome. Because in cybersecurity, I don't need to go to college for cybersecurity. Like I could do a boot camp. I could go to community college. Like I don't need a cybersecurity degree, right, to do cybersecurity. But I just feel like it would just look better if I had just had a cybersecurity degree, right? Because Onelife itself, it teaches you like leadership and everything, but to actually have a degree, I don't know. It seems like a good opportunity, and it's cheaper than college. And I don't know if I'm staying at Karen, just mainly because like how they kind of weren't clear with me and kind of, but it's okay. It is okay. I feel like this is how college is in general. Yeah, so that's pretty much what's happening in college. Man, there's literally so much for me to talk about, and I had this all planned out, but since whoa, burning tree. Yeah, because I'm doing this now, I kind of forgot what I was gonna say, but I kind of just want to talk about kind of just my past and how that's changed. Yeah, so Idaho, right, was it was a huge part of my life. And it wasn't just Idaho, right? It was like, yeah, so if it wasn't for if it wasn't for Onelife, I probably would have been in Costa Rica right now, which is absolutely crazy to me, right? I am a different person because of like every experience I've been through, like from Onelife, Idaho, whatever. But pretty much there were some reasons. I think I can talk about it. I think I could talk about it because this is past me and everyone really knows about it, so I can talk about it. The reason I went to Idaho multiple times, right? In this Idaho, this story connects to the Costa Rica one, right? The main reason was because of, someone I really, really liked. This was someone I was like, I want to keep it liked. Liked is an understatement, but I'm just going to say liked. I really cared about this person, and I still do, just not to the same, extent as I did before, but pretty much I flew to Idaho at least 6 out of the 7 times to see this person. That's a better word. To see this person, to just mainly to try to grow with her, and it would always end up in most of the time it would end up in hurt. I would leave hurt because I just feel like she never really saw me, But this was the 3 years maybe into it, and the last day I wouldn't really hug her or do anything for reasons, and I understand the reasons, but it always kind of hurt, even as friends, friends for forever, since we were super, super young. I just didn't understand why she was so distant all the time, even when I was so close to her, But what happened was, before I went to Idaho, right? Before I went to Onelife, right? I went to Idaho one last time, and I went there pretty much telling my parents that, hey, I can see, my friend over here for I don't know, one more time before I go to Onelife and before they move to Costa Rica, and then I went there, and then close to the final day, it was a great time. This was more than me and her ever hung out ever, which was which is crazy since we've been friends for so long. It's just one-on-one. It was insane. I'm like, wow, this is actually so nice. So in that moment, I decided, okay, well, I want to move to Costa Rica with them, right? I just want to do it, and of course I wanted to serve the Lord or whatever, but that's kind of the problem, or whatever was the problem, because it wasn't my priority. It was her. She was my priority, and that in itself was the problem. It was the issue. Oh, is that guy still there? Have I been here? Oh wow. Okay. But yeah, it's, again, we all have different shoots. Yeah, so I was gonna go, and then I talked to plenty of people about it, and again, her parents were kind of, what's the word, encouraging me, right? Because this is a me problem as well, because I was oh, I want to be an adult, right? I want to grow up, and I want to make the decision to be here, right? I want to make my own decisions. So, and I would tell them this, and they'd be like, well, if you want to be an adult, just tell your parents, and just you should do what you feel led to do or called to do. And I said, oh, bet, so, which is true, right? And I absolutely love these people to death. I love all these people to death, right? And I've literally grown so much through it, and through the being led, especially by her father, her stepdad. It was I had some amazing experience there, but so yeah, I talked to people, and I eventually, my uncle, he said, well, if you're an adult, you should also, you should definitely try to make your own decisions as well, you know, since you're like almost an adult. And I was like probably like 18 or 19 at the time. So I called them and they said, okay, we see two options. Go back. You could either go back home and tell your parents to do this, right? That you're gonna do this, or you could stay here and just like let them know. And I felt led, right? I felt like, okay, well, I should probably go back home and tell them and say goodbye, you know. And at this point, I've already like decided to go to Onelife, right? I've already decided to go to Onelife. Now I changed my mind, saying, okay, I want to be here with them and, you know, serve the Lord or whatever, or whatever. And then, okay, this is it. Okay, if your life, right, if serving the Lord is a or whatever moment, if you're thinking like, oh, I want to serve the Lord or whatever, then it's not the right choice, right? It's not right. If it's not your main priority, it's just not right. Like, okay, not necessarily that. Like, if you're doing it for the wrong reasons, right? Like, mainly, and you're lying to yourself about it, right? Like, oh, I want to do this just because of this. Like, I was lying to myself. That was the problem. Like, I was saying, oh yeah, this is totally like, I'm going the wrong way, aren't I? Yeah, I've been there. Yeah, so I was lying to myself, and that was the problem, and God knew that. So, home, I told my parents, and they pretty much went ballistic, and they got like pretty mad and disappointed with me. And I should have taken a bed. I know I should have. This is like, is there like a? Okay, I'm gonna go back and grab a bed. I told them, and then they said, okay, well, we're not going to change your mind. So, yeah, so if you go to Onelife, and we'll let you go on your own. We'll let you live in Costa Rica for at least a couple months while doing online school or whatever. And I said, okay, fine, bet. And I was like pretty mad and pretty peeved, right? And then I'm like, okay, fine. And skipping to actually like Onelife, right? So when I went into Onelife, I had the mindset like, okay, I'm not gonna make any friends, like ever. Like, I'm not gonna make any friends here. I'm just see them and I'm gonna leave, and I'm just gonna deal with it, right? I'm just gonna deal with being here, and yeah, and I'm gonna leave and go to Costa Rica. So I went to Onelife thinking I wasn't gonna make any friends, and it turned out I made friends with every single one of them. Like, I became very close friends with every single one of them. They're like family to me now. I see them almost every year. We have like different like events and parties that happen with them, and it's really cool. Like, I saw them recently actually, and they had a surprise birthday party for me, which honestly I did kind of expect. I'm like, okay, I know these people, like these are like they're like their brothers and sisters, right? I love these people, like every single one of them. And like, I kind of expected them. They've kind of done this in the past. So I'm like, okay. I mean, if they do it, like, if they don't do it, I won't be disappointed. But I was kind of like in the back of my head, like, yeah, maybe. And they did it, and I'm like, yo, like, these people are actually like sick. You know what I mean? These people are absolutely fire. I wasn't planning on making any friends, but I made long-lasting friends. And around the last day of Onelife is when I finally let go of the idea of this girl from Idaho, my friend, right? I've known like since forever, and if it wasn't for Onelife, I wouldn't have let her go, you know. And it's absolutely, and this is after plenty of conversations, like a ton of conversations I've had with people, and they're like, is this really like right? Or is this good? You know, it wasn't even like my leaders, it was my friends being like, yeah, like this is actually like, you know, crazy, you know. And it was like some crazy situation, you know. While being at Onelife, right, I started meeting people. Okay, so this is very interesting because I didn't have this before. So it's pretty much having standards. Standards is the wrong word, or like requirements. Like, okay, like, so making lists, right? Like, what would be right for you? Like, what would be right for you as a person? Like, what are your requirements? What are your like total, what are your red flags, what do you like not like in like a spouse or whatever. And I didn't have that before, and I didn't have that, I guess, that compass, right? But since I went to Onelife, I have that compass for everything, even like the feelings I have for like certain people. I'm like, okay, will this person be right for me, you know? But yeah, the more I've thought about it, pretty much what I've come to the conclusion that this person just isn't right for me. And I'm finally like okay with that now, you know? I'm okay with it not happening, which before I would have rather been with this person than, you know, than follow what God had for me, you know? So it is crazy how God worked everything out and kind of took that away from me, because he knew that it needed to be taken away. I'm grateful for that, you know? Speaking of feelings now, yeah, my feelings have completely changed, and the way I view things have changed. Such as, you know, relationships. So I've had to be more honest with people recently about certain feelings or whatever, and I'm glad that I decided to let her know or whatever. But I guess right now I'm just kind of trusting with whatever God has for me, and I don't know. It just I've just been thinking about it a lot, and I want to be able to, you know, lead my kids and be I want to be like an amazing spiritual leader one day. Just the waiting process is so hard because it's like I don't know. And Karen, going back to Karen too, it's just like I just don't want to fight for myself. I don't have enough strength to fight for myself, right? And when of course fighting for, like, if we have the mindset like, oh, fighting for the Lord, it makes it easier, but it's just like, it's just hard. Like, it makes me want to leave college. It doesn't, like, I just don't want to do it. But when I have that mindset, like, oh, I want to do this for my future, like, generations, right? Then I want to do it. It's like a mindset thing, you know? And I should probably build a house. I'm getting kind of, like, I honestly don't know who God has for me, and it bothers me, because I am, shoot, do not kill me or else I will kill you. The main reason why I'm still in college right now is because just fighting, because I'm just fighting for my future and what is right, and, you know, and I don't know. I'm praying a lot for it, but like I was just thinking about it today, and like it's just, you have to make God your number one priority, because if you don't, like, you'll become like me, right? People start like disappointing you, and you're like, oh, what, like, people will disappoint you no matter what. But God never will, and I've kind of realized that recently. Like, even though the things that I've wanted didn't work out, I'm at so much peace, right? And I haven't, like, nobody, like, he didn't fail me. You realize that it's like so much growth has been, like, happened because of, like, my experiences, and my life is like a movie. Like, I can make a movie based off of my life. And I guess that's one of my, like, big dreams, right, to make a movie based off my life, because it's just, actually, it's probably big enough to make it like a whole, like, TV show. Like, it's crazy. You know, it's one of my dreams. But like, so I've been reading, like, Proverbs recently, which is actually very interesting, right? It's like it is the book. It is literally the book of wisdom. It is so much good in it. Like, if you guys haven't read Proverbs, I highly recommend it. About, like, relationships and wisdom and wisdom and strength in, like, you know, in, like, temptations or whatever. And it's like it's a great, amazing book. Or you shouldn't base any of your, like, actions based off of, like, feelings or lust or just feelings in general, you know? Like, there's a lot of, like, deceptions in the world. Like, you have to be smart with choose, or even, like, the people you choose, the friends you choose, the people you be with, like, your relationship, like that's it. You have to be careful with that, because at least what I believe, right, is once you're with that person, once you're like a marital way, or if you like marry a person based off of feelings, like you can't change that. Like you're with that person for the rest of your life. Like, and people talk about divorce, right? And I just don't think that divorce is not right unless it's like in the Bible. It's like divorce isn't right unless there's like a specific like there's like abuse, right? I believe that divorce is right if there's like abuse happening or like anything, you know, like any obvious stuff, right? Or cheating, right? In fact, the Bible actually says that cheating is adultery is the number one reason why it would be like okay to have a divorce. But anything else, like dude, like looks fade, okay? And I've learned that recently. Like my looks will fade, everyone looks will fade, everyone will get older. Everyone is gonna get older and die one day. Like we can't change that, right? You should always be wise with your relationships. Always think about it. Think about what would be right in this situation. Am I gonna die if I fall? Oh, okay. The Bible is like completely true. Done a few things that honestly confuse me. Just in this moment, because I'm like, okay, like what does this mean, right? Of course, in the moment it's confusing, but like in the future, like even if something's confusing, like you'll understand it in the future, you know. One of my like greatest desires, no, not my one of my, it is the greatest desire I have is to be married, you know, to have a partner, to have like someone who I could, you know, love and work with. And not only that, it's someone who I could call my friend as well. Like I don't think you should marry someone who you wouldn't be friends with, or who you wouldn't like. This is why I feel like being friends with someone first before actually having a relationship is a very good thing, because you get to know them. And I do desire that more than anything. And I need to give that to God every single day, because it hurts. Like I'm like not even lying. Like it actually hurts. And I'm like why? I don't know who I'm gonna marry. I don't even know if God has anyone for me at this point, because like I don't know. I don't know if I'm meant to be with anyone. But, it's like you just gotta keep trusting Him with the process, even if I have to be single for the rest of my life, you know. And I will just never find anyone, even if that's the case. I need to be okay with it, you know. And I think I will be, you know. If it's God's plan for me to be like Paul, then you know what? I'll just like accept it, you know. It's fine, you know. If I don't have God's will, then what do I have? Like nothing. And I've had so much peace from God, you know. I've had so much peace, unnatural peace that I absolutely should not have, but it's there, you know. It's self-conscious. I'm just gonna use it because I can't really find the word for some reason, since I'm like, I don't know, stupid. No. But I'll start thinking like certain things, like, okay, well, I'll never get married because there'll always be someone taller, there'll always be someone more good looking, there always will be someone more more faithful, I guess, than I am, I guess, or more godly, you know. There'll always be someone who's more musical or stronger, right? You know. And I think everyone deals with that. I think everyone deals with that. Like, oh, there always will be someone who looks better or will be better. Like, it's what I've realized is, even though you may be feeling those things, it doesn't mean like they're true. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean that you'll never find someone. Because yeah, it is true. There always will be someone who looks more good looking, you know. Always be someone like, but they have the same issues too. They're like, they have the same, they're thinking the same thing, like, oh, like, well, when you trust in God, I don't think you shouldn't be worrying about that, because the one that you have for you, the one that God has for you, like, I don't know, they will like even if you're like single, right? Like I am in it, even though it sucks, right? It's like that person will love you no matter what. Like she will love you even if you're like broken or whatever, you know, or like struggling. If of course to an extent, like if you're willing to grow with them, grow out of these things, like you know, right now it kind of just hurts because I haven't found that person. You know, I haven't found that person who wants to talk to me, who wants to. I haven't found that person who wants to grow with me. I haven't found that person who wants to thing in my life, and I don't. Of course, I have God, right? I have peace about where I am, but it's just like there'll always be that void. That be able to love someone, be able to like provide for someone, you know, work for someone, but there's still something I desire there, and it's just I don't know, every time I play this game I tend to go around in circles, and it's just like, bro, what am I doing with my life right now? Ouch. Yeah, so it's just, I'm pretty sure I've been there too. Oh, that is unfortunate. That is unfortunate. Yes. Place in a spot right now where I don't really know what to do. I don't really know where to go. Like, I know that I'm in college, but do I want to stay there? Like, am I gonna like be able to while I'm in college? Am I gonna be able to finish my classes on time? Am I like figure out who this person is? Am I gonna meet anyone who meet not only like meet someone, but do they like check off all the check marks? Do they check off all like the marks, you know? So this point of life right I'm in is confusing. It's hard. It's probably gonna get harder from here, but you know, you just gotta keep pushing, right? You know, the lazy man doesn't eat. Yeah, this is like kind of sad. I'm sorry, guys. Speaking my mind, dude. These episodes. I mean, I feel like this is the saddest one so far. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, I don't know. Again, these videos are kind of just a place for me to talk about life in general and how difficult it's been, but like pretty much like talking about what I've learned, because it's true. Like, life is hard right now, but it's just like I'll get through it, you know. Like, I believe that, you know. I don't know where I'm gonna be. I don't know if I'm gonna stay in cybersecurity. I don't know what's gonna happen in life, and that is terrifying. It is absolutely so scary. It is part of life. It's all part of the growth process. I've been hurt. I'm not saying like my life is like easier than, or my life is harder than all those other people. Because I've had a pretty blessed life. I've had a good life with good family, good friends, good people. No, I've had no one in my life to really like steer me away from what is good, which is a blessing, right? But this doesn't like take away the mental pain, my insecurities. That's the word. My insecurities. That doesn't take those away, and you kind of just need to deal with those and say like, hey, like, it don't matter. It really don't matter. Not when you trust God and follow Him with your life, you know, and just trust Him with your life. Trust Him and follow Him and trust Him with your life. There it is. And just like reading the Bible has like really opened my eyes and given me peace about life and certain things. Like, I don't know. And ouch, that hurts. Almost as bad as life right now. I think that's it. I don't know. I think I've said everything that I wanted to say or talk about. At least making a house. We'll make one up here. We'll make a small house right here. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 9. Oh, sorry. This is rough. This is, oh gosh, this is bad. Okay, Okay. And that's it. If you watched all the way through, I appreciate it, because this was probably a long one. And you guys, I doubt anybody has made it to this point. If you guys are dealing with things that I'm currently dealing with personally, like if any of this like resonated with you, like please leave it in the comment section. There's just something that's happening in life right now, just very confusing, very not confusing, just you don't really know what's gonna happen next. And if you want to check what I've been working on, go to my music. It's Matrian or Matt Ryan, I'm not really sure. It's like Matt Ryan but like one word. So you could see that, you can see my stuff on Spotify and yeah, in YouTube. So yeah, I will see you video. Bye and God bless. Alright, closing this door for now.